Hi, my name is Christian Maynard, and the federal government just made one of the biggest moves on cannabis in decades. But here's the catch. It's not legalization, and it's not even fully rescheduling. So what actually changed? On April 23, 2026, the Justice Department announced a major shift. Some cannabis products are moving from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. But this didn't start here. Back in 2024, under Joe Biden, the Health and Human Services recommended the DEA to begin the formal process of rescheduling cannabis. That effort stalled before it was finalized. Then, in December 2025, President Donald Trump issued an executive order that directed the DOJ to complete that process, leading directly to what we're seeing now. For decades, cannabis was placed in the same category as heroin and LSD. Now, at least part of it is being treated like Tylenol with codeine. This change is narrower than it sounds. Only two categories are affected: FDA-approved cannabis-based drugs and cannabis products sold through state-licensed medical programs. That's it. So adult use or recreational cannabis is federally illegal and still Schedule 1. So even though most states allow cannabis in some form, federal law is still playing catch-up. One of the biggest impacts is on research. Before this, studying cannabis required jumping through extreme regulatory hoops because Schedule 1 drugs are considered to have no accepted medical use. Now, researchers no longer need a Schedule 1 license just to study the plant material. That could mean more studies and more results, and fewer barriers for universities and medical institutions. This is also a huge deal for cannabis businesses. Right now, many operate almost entirely in cash because banks avoid the legal risk. And taxes? Well, they've been brutal. Under Schedule 1, cannabis businesses couldn't deduct normal business expenses, such as the rent for the place. Under Schedule 3, they can. That's a massive financial shift. But this leaves a lot unresolved. Recreational cannabis is still illegally federally, patients don't clearly have federal legal protection, and banking access is still uncertain. In other words, this is progress but not clarity. Supporters say this is long overdue because of the numerous documented studies around cannabis and its potential therapeutic uses. However, critics including Kevin Sabet of SAM, a leading anti-cannabis group, have pushed back on Trump on this action.
I mean, this is, drug policy at its worst, being dictated by, podcasters and active addiction who, have an important voting base, I guess, and who don't agree with your foreign policy, I guess. That you need to get on your side. And then of course it's also enriching the CEOs who spent $1 million at your, a plate at your fundraisers and your inauguration. So, I mean, this is, we're going to be fighting this. This is not over. We think they made a real mistake in the way that they're unveiling this.
This isn't the end of the story though. A major federal hearing is scheduled for June 29th, 2026 to decide whether cannabis should be fully moved to Schedule 3. That decision could reshape everything from criminal law to national markets. So while this move is historic, it's also incomplete. So, what happens next? Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more cannabis related content, hit subscribe, click like, and have a wonderful day.